What's the course called? It's called The Next Rank. It's exclamation mark TNR in Twitch chat or YouTube description. It's dropping in a week and a half. Apparently Jack and I are very happy with it, and we're excited for the launch. But okay, let's get stuck in now. We've got winner final for the qual today, Shady against Tempo. I did think Shady would be in this final, but I did not think Tempo was going to make it this far. I've been so impressed with this guy. The games I've seen him play and the results I've seen him get today, nothing short of extraordinary. He's already taken down the 2nd and 3rd seeds in today's tournament. Now he's facing the top seed, Shady, who finished 3rd, missed out on qualifying last time by just 1 round. This is going to be his toughest match yet. Shady's form has been immaculate lately. He has really rounded out his playstyle into just being a jack of all trades. And the winner of this will make the main event for Salt Mine 4 Europe. If Tempo can make it, I think that will be the biggest surprise qualifier I've seen in a 1v1 tournament, maybe ever. Am I exaggerating that when I say that? I don't think I am. I really don't think that's an exaggeration. It's even more like surprising than a player like Sharif making 12 Titans year 2. Or, you know, Shady making main event last year. Because he's had to not just beat one, but now not 1 or 2 really good players, but he's having to go up against 3 of the favorites to qualify today in a row, and he's actually doing it. How about Cosmic in North America? Oh, I would say that Tempo qualifying through this bracket today is more surprising than Cosmic in North America. Cosmic, you know, beating Wavy, I could see that. You know, it's happened a few times. Wavy's got a winning record on him historically, but it's not like a super one-sided record. Cosmic over First Killer, yeah, surprising, but not like as big of a surprise as Tempo beating Diaz, Rawas, and Shady in back-to-back-to-back matches, you know. This would be an upper bracket qualification as well. And he's already off to a 3-1 start. But if this is your first time seeing Tempo, then lock in. He is a backwards cap-wielding Dominus who has an extremely good ground game, especially for a long car. Great control with his flicks especially. And his aerial game is deadly. Double taps, resets, mind games. And he's extremely capable with the kickoff game, defensively, challenging. I mean, he's a super well-rounded player. I'm very impressed with him. Nice shot by Tempo to go up 4-2 here. Both of Shady's goals so far have had a mind game component. Tempo, excellent wall shot from a tight angle. This is something we saw him do against Rawasa a whole bunch. He doesn't pull his punches. He really, when he sees an opening, he goes for it. Has the entire roster in today's qualifier overlooked Tempo? Have they all underestimated him? Maybe Diaz and Rawas were looking past him to the opponents they expected to be up against. That is a huge shot. Oh my goodness, what a shot by Tempo. This is what I'm talking about. You know how difficult it is to get power like this in the Dominus with consistency? That's just a perfect hit. That is like First Killer level power shot. Max, you know, just straight up max power. You've nailed it. Hit the 1 pixel on the ball that generates that kind of speed. And he's up 5-2. Demo on the recovery. Takes away Shady's goal and scores again for Tempo. 6-2. Shady was about to line up an open net and he gets clapped from behind. A lot of people switching to Dominus after today. Yeah, thanks a lot, Tempo. Really appreciate you increasing the Dominus population in my ranked games. I cannot wait to see all my ranked teammates completely failing to emulate all the good things you've done today. Oh, a nice pre-flip shot by Shady. Oh yeah, I forgot to update the title. Let me fix that. But yeah, both these guys have made massive strides recently. Coming into Salt Mine 4 this year, I did not have either of these guys in the list of players I expected to qualify. But Shady, in the past couple of weeks, has become a favorite to qualify, and now Tempo today looks main event ready. He looks like a player who can give anyone a great series on a day like today. And Shady forced to the limit there. Thought he was going to need to go top shelf to get a save, and he couldn't get it. You're going to reinstall just to play Dominus? Oh, no, please don't. No, not the Dominus teammates, man. No, this is actually really bad. If I see anyone in my ranked games with a backwards hat Dominus, I know they're about to drop 50 points in 5 minutes. I just know it. I know that they're a Tempo fan, and I'm glad that you know Tempo's getting fans now, or more fans from these performances. But I also know that they're gonna just drop the worst game I've ever seen in my life. I already know. They've just not had enough time. Not enough time. You need so much more time in the Dominus to get good. Huge challenge by Tempo, a couple of wall dashes, but misguided ones. Shady puts in a 5th goal. My one main criticism of Tempo today is over-aggression. Now, I don't mind it too much, because it's better to lean towards over-aggression than under-aggression in 1v1. Of course, it's best to just perfectly find the balance, but you want to lean a little bit more towards being over-aggressive, because that makes your opponent panic a little bit, and it makes them think you're challenging when you're not, which is something you want your opponent to constantly be afraid of. You want your opponent to be flicking the ball early. You want them to be shooting the ball early when you're not really actually challenging and just getting the ball for free. That's a great flick by Shady. And he did not bite on the little fake challenge there by Tempo, despite Tempo's aggression earlier in the game. Tempo's so good, he even managed to beat me in open quals, and I'm Diamond 1. Yeah, just another great name to add to his already impressive list of opponents he's taken down in this qualifier run. Tempo's got to be careful here. He did have a much bigger lead that's now falling apart a little bit, and there's a long time left in the game. Shady into the air. Almost able to make it 7 to himself. Tempo able to get back and save it. Oh dear, he's out of position though. Just presents the open net to Shady, who's back within 1 now. That was very careless by Tempo. Didn't play the ball. Thought he could just get the boost and then go back for it. Either that or he tried to pop the ball without jumping. But his kickoff gets him back in a decent position. Shady still saving enough boost to play this. Where did Tempo come from? Was he always this good? He wasn't always this good. This is by far the best I've ever seen him play. Today is easily his best day in one's competition, historically. But I've seen him in a bunch of apparently Jack videos, giving Jack a hard time. You know, I've seen him in a couple of ATR Cup quals, getting some good results. You know, I expected him to be the kind of level I thought Tempo was at, as he nearly puts in a 9th goal. Nice recovery with the wave dash. I thought he'd be a player who maybe sneaks into 1 or 2 of the Salt Mine quals, maybe 1 Salt Mine qual, couple of ATRs, and then grab a couple of wins against other underdog opponents. I did not think he was going to be coming in today and beating Diaz and Rawas back to back, and now leading against Shady, albeit just by 1. I mean, to take down these 3 opponents in a row is something that very few players in the world would be back to do right now, but he can't get too ahead of himself here. He's given Shady another relatively easy one. Shady back from 5 goals down, if I remember correctly. Was this game 8-3 or was it 7-3? I just know Tempo had a huge lead, and now he's lost it, and he's definitely got to blame himself quite a lot for these goals he's conceded. Will his kickoff save him again? Near post position, fires to the crossbar. Shady able to defend the back corner boost. The shot wasn't an effective one by Tempo. Now Shady, the chance to get a late lead. Lining up a reset. Free flips under the ball. And Tempo now, with a low boost dribble, flicks it early, and Shady grinds it. Switching to Dominus if Tempo loses this. Why would you switch when he loses? That doesn't make any sense. Tempo's kickoff again is massive for him though. And again, he's able to get the early goal in overtime. He did this against Rawas lost a late lead, and then wins in overtime anyway. Clutch kickoffs once again for the Dane. Tempo 1-0 in the qualification match. Have you guys started to back him yet? I'm just taking a look. Oh, wow, you are. Okay. At least he's earned the respect of the live chat because 64% of the beans have gone in favor of Tempo in this match. I won't lie, though. I was still picking Shady to win this coming into this. And Tempo just continues to amaze me. In the other matches, I can confirm Mozzarella has taken down Rawas in Game 1. Toxic has taken down Diaz in Game 1. Neither of those games were one-goal games. So Rawas and Diaz continuing to struggle in today's qualifier. Samuel Anderson, thanks for the brand new Prime. Beard Monster, thanks for the Prime. Remember, guys, we start off this last game that next week's EU qual. I can't remember if I mentioned it in Game 1. I'll quickly say again. It's a day early next week if you want to qualify or try to play in the last qualifier for Salt Mine for Europe. You need to sign up by Tuesday 19th. The first day of games is the 20th of November, and then the second day of games that I'll be streaming will be the 21st on the Thursday. NA is going to be on the same days though, Thursday and Friday for the event itself. Wednesday, the last day you can sign up. Yeah, sign-ups close 24 hours before the start of these big single elimination brackets. So last chance. Let's see if we can get over 1,000 of you signed up. Right now we've got nearly 500 sign-ups. If we can get something close to 1,000, then that'll be a pretty good total. It'll put us around about the same as one of the Champions Road 1v1 tournaments in terms of sign-ups, which is that's pretty solid. That'll definitely help when I'm trying to negotiate, telling Epic to allocate prize money next year for Salt Mine 5. So a quiet start to Game 2. A lot of quiet starts to Game 2 today. Tempo's going to try and change that with a double, and he makes it look easy. I mean, this guy has just got such confidence with his double taps in 1v1. No slowing down. That last touch to the backboard, a quick one to make sure that Shady has a difficult time getting back to the ball with that in and out save attempt. Epic only cares about Fortnite. Listen, I know a lot of you guys, especially the Rocket League community, these last few months and this year, feeling pretty negative about Rocket League esports, feeling pretty negative about Epic. That's up to you to decide. But this entire prize pool for Salt Mine is Epic sponsored. It's $50,000 from Epic to the Rocket League community, to the 1v1 community specifically. Every single open qual for Salt Mine 4 has had $2,500 on the line. And the main events will both have $15,000 on the line. So saying that Epic only cares about Fortnite might be a step too far, even for the most pessimistic Rocket League fans. Oh, what save. Shady, the crossbar pinch that stays on his goal line, and now looking to punish on the counter, but he accidentally wave dashes under the ball. Tempo. Chance to tie. Has he actually got under this? Wow. The speed he got on that flick was so impressive. Now he's faked out Shady as well. Tempo off the far post, and then the rebound to put it in. 2-2. Shady completely mind-gamed, and Tempo slots the second time of asking. And Shady trying to do the same thing. Too tight of an angle. Tempo thinking about a wall shot early. Instead, just a few fakes before the ground shot comes through. Convincing fake shots there by Tempo as he speeds up the ceiling shot. Oh my goodness. Batters the post with a ceiling shot that Shady could not see coming. Tempo's recovery again is a quick one. He has to be careful here though. I'm going to hit the post at both sides of the pitch. It's not a bad save by Tempo. Shady's got an awkward position, but he does well. Slots it in reverse. Once again, takes a 1-goal lead. Oh, a couple of people have been asking, by the way, what's with the changed dates on the qualifier for EU next week? It's because the BDS LAN was going to have some crossover with it, so we moved the qual back one day just to accommodate. And then that LAN ended up getting cancelled anyway. In classic Chalkcast fashion, we do a live Chalkcast episode, then the very next day some news comes out that we have to wait a week to talk about. But we'll talk about that on Wednesday night anyway. We're going to have EU Salt Mine Open Qual followed by... Oh, nice shot by TempoH here. Look at Shady's POV on this. Yeah, live Chalk to be talking about that in detail, why the LAN got cancelled and all that stuff by BDS. And yeah, probably some massive news will drop right after we're done streaming. Every time we do a Chalkcast live, some huge news drops in the Rocket League community. Solid angle in the challenge there by Shady. Just trying to wait for mistakes, it looks like, in this game for the most part. He's not going completely all in on any of these attacking plays. He's just sticking the ball in awkward positions, seeing if TempoH's going to mess up. And now here comes Shady. What kind of mentality is he going to have on this attack? This looks like a good one. But again, not all in. Look at that pattern of behavior from Shady. He could have gone for a reset rebound there. He could have just played for the late flip reset itself. And he didn't want to. He decided to bail out and play for the safer shot instead. Maybe the fake out plays TempoH, maybe not. Either way, he's going to recover. Compare that to TempoH's playstyle right now. All in. No holding back. He's trying to score with every chance he gets. So we're getting a real difference here in styles between these two players. Unfortunately for TempoH, tail end of game 1 and most of game 2 has been inconsistent from him and allowed Shady to score more goals. Is TempoH the freestyler guy? I wouldn't be surprised if he is. He plays Dominus, but I don't know. I've not seen him in any freestyle stuff. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I take it back. I've seen him freestyling. Yes, probably him. Yep, Tim. Look at him freestyling on Shady. How about that for placement? 91 kilometers an hour flip reset right behind Shady. Top bins. That was absolutely disgusting. Someone in chat saying it's not him. Okay, so maybe it's not the freestyler, if there's a freestyler called TempoH. This is the TempoH he played for Wild last season and had some decent main event results in RLCS. And if he can keep this up, I think he's going to have some great results in RLCS in the future because, yeah, he's such an exciting player to watch. And his playstyle for 1v1 definitely looks like it'll translate perfectly to 3v3. But once again, he's gone all in. Once again, he's punished. Does TempoH need to dial it back a little bit, maybe, and try to have some kind of follow-up to his attacking plays, so it's not just once and then done on every single attack. Watching Shady run away with a lot of open nets on the counter in this game. That's a huge challenge by TempoH. He's got an open net, and he slots it. 1 goal game again. TempoH with an excellent 50-50 in the back corner. Shady might have him downloaded. Going to be a good series. Definitely looks like it's going to be a good series. So we've got a clash of styles here. Shady playing the safer style, expecting overcommitments out of TempoH. He's just waiting for those mistakes. But really, that turns the series into TempoH versus TempoH. Because if TempoH can make his plays work, then he looks pretty good to score most of them. And if he doesn't get it to work, then Shady's going to score in counters. But TempoH does get this one to work. Shady's dropping wows. A little bit of salt in the mine. TempoH responds with "This is Rocket League." Shady thought he had a great 50-50 lined up. But TempoH just sits on the ball and scores on the turnaround. 17 seconds to go. TempoH could go 2-0 up in games with a kickoff win. He's won it. It's gone back corner, but he has the boost and the ball in that area. Full pitch air dribble attempted by TempoH. He's off to a good start here. Has the ball made it? Yes, it has! No slowdown on this play. No flip reset needed. Shady jumped thinking a reset's coming his way, but TempoH just sent it the entire length of the pitch. If we had the salt meter enabled for today, if we had it built, Shady's would be piling up right now. And it might have even increased further there with the boost seal. TempoH grounds it. He's on triple match point, triple qualification point against the top seed in today's qual. This is outrageous. What a run. 3-2. Game 5 over Diaz in the first round. 3-1 over Rawas with 3 consecutive games in the upper bracket semi. And he's continued that momentum into the final. He's on a win streak of 6. No, I make that 7 games. Oh, no, not quite. Rawas beat him once. Never mind. But I can tell you that in his last, 8 games, he's won 7 of them. Against Diaz, Rawas, and Shady. And now he's 1 game away from qualifying. Johnny going to be happy with the Dominus player influx? I mean, I've been saying I'm not happy about that. I'm not going to lie. I hate that this is going to increase the amount of Dominus players in my ranked 2s games. Because I know that all of them are going to drop 72 points at maximum. Maximum 72. Maybe 74. And they honestly, they deserve to have even less than that. Because you don't lose points in Rocket League for own goaling. You don't lose points for misplays. Sometimes you'll own goal and the game will give you a couple points for hitting the ball. It's like, congrats, 2 points to your score for that hit which has gone in your net. Realistically, those Dominus players in my games, if they were subtracted points for their misplays, they'd be in the negative. But it's okay, I'll allow it because TempoH's playing so well today. He's playing an exciting style, he's playing an aggressive style, and he's forced the car change out of Shady. We've got Octane Shady for game 3. Let's see how TempoH deals with him. Straight line dribble. Traditional flick. Leads to the boost seal for TempoH. Again, look at the wall shot setup. This is ridiculous. He's done this so many times today. His opponents feel safe in the back corner. Then suddenly TempoH just pops the ball up and shoots it. He is not afraid of any angle. He's not afraid of any position. Their confidence on display right now is as high as anyone you'll see in Salt Mine this year. It's 2-0. Shady gets destroyed on the kickoff. Who saw this coming? Be honest, none of you. Even all the Danes in chat. Even TempoH's friends. Even his mum probably told him, Christian, I'm really proud of you for making day 2, but you know, don't be too upset if you lose. It's fine. These are some really good players. No shame in losing to Diaz, Rawas, or Shady. But he's not cut from that cloth. Christian Fabricius Mortensen, the backwards cap Dominus main, is taking Shady into deep water right now, stealing his boost away and peppering the net with shots. Shady looks like he might have broken free of that defensive stranglehold for a while, but now he's missed the ball in his recovery. And TempoH tries for another wall shot. That's more of a pass to Shady though, not the play that he wanted. Shady with a chance to tie the game, and he does. Full volley top shelf. Shady survives and now thrives in the counter-attacking position. So no boost Shady. TempoH's kickoff still giving him tons of issues. His kickoff's been super impressive today, and it's interesting because you don't usually think of Dominus as a good 50-50 car, but just like Zapatos in NA, these longer car players are able to go even if not better than a lot of Octane hitbox players when it comes to the kickoff strategy. Is he trying to score this again? Of course he is. Even in the impossible angle back corner position, he's still thinking about how can I score this. He's not thinking about how can I steal the boost. This is a super interesting style to watch. Oh, nice flick by Shady though. TempoH caught in no man's land. You normally don't think of Dominus as a good car, period. I mean, yeah, me, I'm not going to deny that, of course. But it is working. Oh my goodness, Shady is all over the place here. 3-3. And I think that's at least the 3rd or 4th time this game that Shady has just blocked past the ball. TempoH, he's got him panicking. Just the smallest jump there from TempoH had Shady in a panic. And that's all the aggression compiling. It's all adding up to get Shady to overthink these positions and start to think, well, TempoH, he could be going for that. He really might just be going for this 0 boost aerial shot because he's gone for so many other shots that are mega aggressive. So it's like I talked about earlier, it's better to lean towards aggression in 1v1 especially, but in Rocket League in general, because your opponents start to panic, they start to anticipate challenges that aren't happening, they start to see ghosts on the pitch. Shady with a nice pass to himself there. Tempo going to try and emulate, and instead just gives it back to Shady, who's up by 1. Great positional play by Shady in the back corner. That pass to himself forced a bad touch out of Tempo. Tempo wasn't able to keep control. Shady keeping it simple. Early flick, not even giving Tempo a chance to think about a challenge. Tempo defends the corner boost though, and now here he comes down the middle of the pitch. He's got Shady in an awkward position. Shady pops it backboard, not the cleanest landing. Tries to get to the ball anyway and does so. Tempo's low 50, has gone right through it. Tempo booms it into his own back wall. Shady has to dribble it back into defense. This is good positional play by Shady again. Securing boost and ball, and just trying to keep Tempo in awkward positions. His style of play is pretty clear. He's waiting for Tempo to overcommit. Tempo will go all in at some point. Shady knows this. Tempo plays a safe double off his own backward into the ceiling. Didn't go for a risky redirect touch there. How's his boost management? Flip reset and defense. Threatened but not played. Shady looking for 5-3. Half flip save by Tempo. Keeps him at bay. Shady is still in such a strong position though. Flick down on the line and in. The bar down flick was not one that Tempo could respond to. Shady's done well here, but the kickoffs have been good for Tempo, so any comeback is possible really. And this one's good as well, I think. Yep, he does come away with the ball. Oh, he goes for the immediate shot. That's outrageous. I thought he was just going to go for the boost, but he tried to catch Shady out of position. There's Shady. How aggressively will he go for this? Not very. Air dribble 50. Pit maneuvered as he tries to recover, and Tempo's gone past him. Not a lot of time with the open net. Not enough time with the open net. But an early turn. Tempo again finds a way through. It's just constant aggression. Shady at one end, playing for the air dribble 50. Safe mindset. Tempo, 0 boost, turn and shoot. No fight for the corner boost, just fakes him out. And it's an open net. 28 seconds to go. Delayed kickoff fails. Tempo barrels right through it. Shady not able to get his intentions in that play. Flip reset in the ground, pinch by Tempo. Air dribbles back in the midfield. Flip reset, one touch. Little ground pinch half volley over the top of Shady, who drops 3 wows in the chat. He can't believe it. 20 seconds to go. Once again, Tempo has come back. And he might be able to get a bump on Shady here. He does. It's wide open, but not open enough. Shady's back and makes a solid touch. That's a great recovery by Shady, but he's been sent flying off the wall. He had to use all his boosts to get back there. Now he starts again in defense, but he can go all in. Shady, full pitch air dribble. Flip reset is coming. Tempo saves it, and it will go into the ground. Overtime game 3. Shady survives, but he could not convert his last chance. Another delayed kickoff. Tempo's gone through it again. It could be a kickoff goal. Oh, what a recovery by Shady though. Now he's got a boost advantage. Another air dribble. Will he go for the flip reset? Finally. No, it's another one that he's backed out of. But he gets the demo. Bump landed right after the fact. Tempo can't get there, and Shady forces game 4. Well, that was close. But we're going to get more action. I'm not complaining that we're going to get to see another game from these guys. This is brilliant stuff from both of them. Shady had to dig so deep there. Air dribble 50, not working. Air dribble mind games, not working. Air dribble bump, even that was initially saved, but he recovered faster. He was the better player with the recovery and just barely got across the line in that game. Tempo is so lucky, no cap. How is he lucky? What has he done that's lucky in these games? He's just a really, really aggressive player. And even in these circumstances, overtime, match point, qualification point, he doesn't dial back the aggression. He just keeps on going. I love it personally. It makes the game so entertaining when a player is willing to do this. Just leave everything up to chance almost. But it's a classic clash of styles here. Shady is a player who doesn't need to play like this. He's a very versatile player these days. But you can clearly tell that he's decided in this matchup that waiting for Tempo to overcommit is his main win condition. That's what he's been trying to do, is just wait for Tempo to overcommit and then capitalize on counterattacks, open nets, easy chances. He's waiting for the glaring opportunities. He's not trying to force the issue. Tempo's the opposite. Tempo is forcing the issue every single play. He is trying to force mistakes. He is playing aggressively. Like I said earlier, when you play the style Shady is playing right now, when you play a counterpuncher style in Rocket League, you are relying on mistakes. That's not counterpunching though, that is just a haymaker from Shady. What a shot from Shady. Bar down into Tempo and then into the back of the net. Diaz lost. Has Diaz lost to Toxic? Really? Toxic 3, Diaz 1. Wow, well Diaz first attempt at qualifying. Well, I guess this is his second attempt qualifying for Salt Mine for Europe. His first attempt he lost to the check-in bot. His second attempt he's fallen in 5th to 6th place, which is still enough to go home with $200, so it's not a completely fruitless effort there from Diaz. Tempo and Toxic, the two players to take him down. He didn't even get to play against his fellow high-ping warriors, Shady and Rawas. Maybe next time he'll get to play against one of those guys. Yeah, Toxic looking like he's going to play against Rawas in the next round. Rawas currently leading 2-1 over Mozzarella. Mozzarella in need of 2 straight if he's going to go on into the lower semi-final against Toxic. But today's been a day full of upsets, so I wouldn't count Mozzarella out just yet. Is it 2-2 actually? Really? Oh wow, it is 2-2. Okay, well, game 5. Mozzarella taking Rawas the distance in their series. And now Tempo makes it 2-2 in Manfield Night here. I say it on Manfield Night as if it's ever not Manfield Night, but it is 2-2. Yeah, I wonder if Diaz will go for the last one. The last qual for Salt Mine could be interesting. I want to see all you guys signed up for it, but I'm really curious to see what kind of players are going to sign up to the last chance qual and just try and do it in one go. I feel like mentally that might be an easier thing to do for some players. They don't want to take multiple chances. They feel like they're going to go better when it's the only opportunity. That's a great ground double attempt by Tempo. Now on the loop around, he's going to try and backboard double it. Shady's boostless, but what a save that was. Pre-jump save by Shady, who is surviving despite Tempo's best efforts to double the ball past him. Tempo accelerating the play here, noticing Shady going for the mid boost, but doesn't get enough power on his shot. Shady with a chance to attack for the first time in a while. 6 saves in 2 minutes for this guy. And there's a save for Tempo to get his 3rd save of the game. Tempo has been the aggressor for the most part. And he's going to be up by 1 here with the demo. Tempo with the 2nd try. I really feel like today he's probably earned so many fans. Like when you talk about players who go from, total, new names, because a lot of players, a lot of the fans watching, I'm sure, did know Tempo. They knew about him from his 3v3 escapades. Oh, that's a horrible bounce for Shady. I can't believe that. The bar down bounce over the top of the crossbar height. Now Tempo into the middle to himself. But yeah, there's not many times that you've had a player come into the one scene who's not known by the ones community. Because I think the ones community will not really know Tempo, who Tempo is, unless you're a hardcore viewer. And then to just put up results the likes of which he has today. If you want to go and watch his match against Diaz, it was streamed by Fear. And then, of course, his match against Rawas and now Shady is both on my channel. Nice stop on the air double bump. Tempo wrapping around that one. Staying alive. Yeah, he'll have gained the respect of so many fans. Not just with the wins he's getting today, but the manner in which he's getting them. Shady. Can he tie the game again? I think he will. This is brilliant adaptation by Shady. Earlier on this game, he absolutely boomed in a shot from a similar position, bar down and in. Now, instead of pulling the trigger early, he just slow plays it and low 50s at mid-air past TempoH's pre-jump. Shady with a nice boost steal at mid. TempoH, of course, is going to play the aggressive option and shoot the ball. This time it doesn't work though. Shady, flick, top corner. And there's the drawback of going for the aggro option every time. The TempoH's ground shots have been lacking a bit of power this game, and that was definitely a giveaway of possession. Miss on the boost there by Shady. TempoH with the option to go full pitch air dribble. First touch goes high, so into the ceiling. He went for the recovery. Both players on the wrong side of the ball briefly. TempoH pre-jumps off the wall to intercept. And now they resume the expected sides of the pitch. Shady stealing away every boost on his recovery back to his half there. TempoH, fake air ball shot. No boost spawning to steal. He's still able to get the ball over Shady's head. That's an awkward touch for Shady. TempoH reset, rebound attempt. Shady predicted it and managed to block it as it would have hit the top corner. Phenomenal 50-50 by TempoH to dispossess Shady. Ceiling shot. Looked to go underneath the ball with a flick. Couldn't get there. Shady is surviving here. His defense is keeping him in this. Keeping him in this 1-goal lead. But he's gaining confidence with his air dribbles. Another air dribble 50. This one is stopped by TempoH. Follow-up shot goes in though. TempoH waited too long. He must have thought this was going to hit the post. But it just went in. TempoH waited and waited and waited. He wanted to take it under control. He didn't want to go at that ball any earlier than absolutely necessary. But he waited too long, and it's a careless goal to concede. 33 seconds to go. Shady again goes to delayed kickoff. TempoH once again kind of goes through him. But Shady is there. Shady looking to send us a game 5. TempoH from distance. Does he have the power this time? Yes, he does. It's another late comeback attempt by TempoH. 19 seconds to go. Can he do it again? This time it's him with the delayed kickoff. Shady's quick back though. And Shady will have a good position to defend his 1-goal lead from. Not the best touch off the wall. TempoH dispossesses him. Shady's got to look out for the demo here. TempoH is looking for it in the back wall. Shady saw it coming. And that's going to be game. Shady survives and forces game 5. So we've got game 5 for Was Mozzarella in the lower bracket. Game 5 Shady TempoH in the upper bracket. Shady and TempoH going the distance here. But it's Shady who came in today as a top seed in the qualifiers. A guy that I expected to win this a lot more quickly than he did. Who is producing the goods late. The big difference there in that game for me is that TempoH's power shots were lacking. He needs more consistent power if he's going to shoot from distance the way he has been. Delayed kickoff for Shady has not been super effective, but his recoveries have been fast enough to compensate. Just like that one there. TempoH briefly in an awkward position, turns it around though. And he manages to back Shady up, but again lacks power on the first shot. In fact, so much so, they can get back to it and bump Shady out of the way. Now that's the kind of play that my Dominus opponents are doing. They try to hit the ball hard, they accidentally scuff it, and then they're like, oh cool, I can just play it again. Shady really trying to mess with the kickoff timing here in this last game. So many air dribble dunk attempts by Shady. This one is going to be saved though. TempoH stops it as it was 99% into his own net. Only 12 boosts to his name, but he's got small pads to pick up as Shady retreats the entire pitch. Crazy save there by Shady. Has he turned too far away from the net? Yes, he has. Or it's a great save, I should say, by TempoH, but this time there is no save to be made because TempoH turns the wrong way. He was trying to get into a position to fake a challenge, but he wasn't turning towards his goal as he did that. Just leaving the net open as he faked the challenge out wide. This is such a disciplined performance by Shady. Good leave there from TempoH, not committing to the boost steal. Oh, Shady's got a goal out of nowhere. Huge miss by Tempo. Shady pinged this to the backboard. Probably didn't expect Tempo to miss this one. Tempo looks like he tried to hit it without jumping, and he just ended up missing it. And of course, that is one of the weaknesses of the Dominus and the other longer cars, the shorter cars vertically. Bit harder to play those chip touches without jumping, and Shady's up 3-1 now. Huge kickoff win. Tempo taking the scenic route back to net. Did not have time to go all the way out to the mid boost like he did. Red Warpaint, thanks to 35 months. He said he was just catching up on the VOD, but he had to tune in live to see this insane run. I think you made a good choice. Tempo chips it around the delayed kickoff. And what does he do with the open net? Double taps it. Why not? Hey Rizzo, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. Oh, what a shot! Shady with a compliment on that one. Tempo's grind shots might be back. That was perfect. Holy cow, what a finish. Just absolutely ideal. When you get that diagonal bounce from the crossbar and the post combined, you know you've done something right. 3-3, Tempo and Shady. Going all the way down the wire here, but that's a bit of a pedestrian play by Tempo. Far too slow in Shady's back corner. Yes, he had position, but Shady had momentum. Shady walks it in for 4-3. Tempo with a low boost pinch. Looks like he actually did hit that pretty quick because Shady was in the way. Air dribble by Shady. Reset. Decides to just let it bounce towards Tempo. It's been his go-to in this match with most of his flip resets. He's not been using them. He's been just letting the ball bounce at Tempo and recovering, but not fast enough. Tempo flicks it over him. Well, Shady must have been trying to challenge in reverse here because look how close he is. Tempo saw him off the line and just ripped it over his head. Another chip kickoff. Delayed kickoff by Shady has been a go-to late on in the series here. Tempo's starting to read it. Shady's recoveries have been good off the back of them. Another reset. Will he use it this time? Yes, he will. There it is. And I've been wanting to see this from Shady because he's had a lot of flip resets that I think he could have used but didn't. This time he does pull the trigger and it works out for him. I think this will help his flip reset 50 game and his flip reset mine game late in this match. You've got to actually use your reset at some point or your opponent is not going to respect any of them. Good jump by Tempo. Saves his car. He's trying to go down the middle of the pitch here. Little pogo touch with his side of the Dominus there. Shady faking. And now air dribbling from close range. And it is an air dribble 50 and it works. Tempo clearly afraid of the air dribble outplay. Pre-jumped early. Couldn't get strong enough behind the ball in the landing. Plum Crumbler, thanks to the 12-month tier when he says we did a year. Johnny, let's go. We absolutely did do a year. Hoodie Who, thanks to the raid as well. Thanks for helping stream matches and see you later as well for more. Tempo took the first two in this series. Shady has been playing a disciplined comeback style, capitalizing on mistakes and just getting a little bit of a better read on Tempo with every passing game. Tempo still has time to work with though, and he has got an outplay in the back corner and an open net to follow, which he scores. 1 goal game again. And what's it going to be from Shady's kickoff? Because he has had a lot of kickoffs in this game where he's delayed. And it's not really been working out for him. Will he keep going back to it? It's going to be standard. And it's going to be Shady's ball. Little bump onto Tempo after it got away from him. Shady with a ceiling shot. Delays it once more. Tempo is in such an awkward position. Has to just slap the ball clear. That's going to get him back into 100 boost in defense. Shady with another long range air dribble. What's it going to be? Doesn't have the reset, but the dunk is massive. Well, as expected, all he had to do earlier was use one flip reset, and every dunk that came after became buffed almost. Tempo pre-jumping too far ahead of the ball for the second air dribble defensive play in a row. Shady could go again here. Will he triple down and go for yet another dunk? It's going to be the bump this time, but he accidentally hit the ball. Tempo could be away on the breakaway here. He is, and he scored it. Shady accidentally popped the ball into the crossbar. Tempo knew he didn't even have to jump to save this. Just got a little bit too close to the ball there while trying to fly in front of it. 54 seconds to go. Still anyone's game. Delayed wave dash kickoff by Shady. Tempo puts it on net. Shady saves it. Across the box to the back corner. That's such a good save. But he is boxed out the play by Tempo, who dispossesses him. Tempo with plenty time to work with. Into the air he goes. Shady matches him for height. Tempo reset. Also thinking about dunking on Shady. But Shady's defense against that is just too solid. Both players almost boostless. Shady looking to mind game Tempo on the ground. 20 seconds to go. Tempo cutting back into the play. Can he get the outplay that he's looking for? That won't do it for him. Shady dodges a demo as well. He's been so careful not to be demoed late on in the game here. Low boost flick by Shady. Tempo doubles it safely to the back corner. Shady sticking around though. This is going to be such a difficult conversion for Tempo. I don't think he can get there. Shady's done it. Reverse sweep. And the what a save spam as well. I don't think he was too happy about how this series is going earlier on, because he's finished off with a triple what a save. GG's from Tempo in response, and then he's confused. Well, Shady did get the reverse sweep and tried to mine some salt at the end there. Tempo just looks confused though. He's not out. He's going to need to win the lower bracket final to qualify. All right, good luck, Tempo. Always a pleasure casting your games.